Hey guys, I've made a few videos about this level 1 Infinity pistol where you can shoot a barrel and it will give you unlimited money. You don't need ammo and the pistol will never break the barrel. And again, the pistol needs to be a really low level, like a level 1. And in the video, I showed you guys a way to get this level 1, which was pretty tricky, and people have come up with some better ways. And I'll be showing you guys that easier method, but this video is really about 2 other legendary weapons that can do kind of the same thing that the Infinity pistol can, and they're a lot easier to obtain. And what I mean by doing the same thing as the Infinity pistol is that they can farm these barrels and make you millions and millions of dollars. For this method, I like to use the Jabber Trial of Instinct arena. This is where you're going to get those money barrels, and I like this area because the enemies don't respawn on you. If you go and try to farm barrels in other regular locations, the enemies will respawn on you every 15 minutes, so you can't just sit there and farm money forever. But in this proving ground location with the Jabbers, you can. And the barrels don't always show up in the other locations where you find Jabbers, but they always show up here. And to save them, what I do is just lure all the Jabbers to the entrance and kill them so that I'm not amongst the barrels and accidentally break them. And I've already made a full video talking all about that, so I'm not going to go over all of that again. But in this video, I want to show you guys another weapon that you can use instead of a level 1 Infinity, and it's going to be one of the bankrolled predatory lending guns. It's going to have different prefixes, but this gun is found in a very specific location. It's really easy to get, and the way this gun works is that the ammo is based on how much money you have, and with it being legendary, you definitely want to get the lowest level you can, and getting a level 1 is actually really easy. I'll show you guys the quick steps on how to do that, and it works with any weapon, so if you are looking for an Infinity pistol, this will be the method to get it to that level. But first, let me show you why this gun works really good with these barrels. So one bullet costs $1, and every time you shoot a bullet into these barrels, it will give you back thousands and thousands of dollars. And in this lobby here, I'm making a little over 10,000 for every dollar that I spend. And so this is practically unlimited ammo because you're just spending the money that you're making, and you'll never be able to catch up to how much you're actually earning because again, you're only spending $1 at a time. So if you want this to be really effective and you want to use this, make sure you're in a lobby where these barrels would be like a level 50, just like you are. And then you want to make sure that you're doing a really low amount of damage. So I'm doing 4 damage every time I shoot this barrel. To get that low, I took off all of my skill tree points, and I don't really want to go any higher than this. If you start getting up into the teens, then you're going to be breaking this barrel a little too fast. If you're using mayhem mode, you might want to check and see what the settings are for that particular lobby that you're in. It could be beefing up your guns, or it could be nerfing them, and you definitely want nerfing for this to help make this go longer if that's what you're needing. But this is great here. You basically have unlimited ammo. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just hit this barrel for however much money you need. I was able to get almost 50 million off this barrel before I broke it, but I'd also put some damage into it with a regular gun, so I think I could have gone longer. Also, in a recent hotfix, they have buffed up the amount of damage that the Infinity pistols do by 40%, I think. This is a level 1 Infinity pistol, and it's doing 5 damage, which is more than the bankrolled gun, so I would definitely want to be using the bankrolled gun instead of the Infinity pistol for this. So again, this level 1 bankrolled gun is real easy to get. You're probably going to get it within about 5 tries, and the location you want to go to farm for this is in the droughts, and then there's going to be a hammerlock creature arena that you can come to right here. You want to go all the way to the edge of the map, and you're going to be looking for a big purple varkid called Lavender Crawley. To make this really easy, you could do this on playthrough 1 and turn off mayhem mode, and you might have to farm a little bit more, but it's going to make these things real easy to kill. They're going to be at like a level 6, 7, or 8, so those are not an issue to deal with. I would probably do offline, playthrough 1, no mayhem mode, but if you want to increase your chances and you don't mind the fight, then definitely mayhem mode 3 and offline is going to give you that high drop rate. But the bankrolled gun is specific to these varkids. You're going to get Lavender Crawley. He's going to pod up and become 2 varkids, then those varkids are going to become 2 varkids. So you'll be killing 4 at the very end, and those 4 will be the ones that drop it. Once you see a version of this gun drop, just leave it on the ground. Do not touch it. What you want to do now is quit out your game. The next thing you want to do is join someone, and this is for PC, and I'll explain the console way of doing this. So if you're on PC, you want to join someone and you want to make sure they're host. You don't want to be host. You can go ahead and have them be in Sanctuary, but if they're not, you guys can travel there later. So once you enter their game, it's going to give you an option to choose all these classes that you have already set up, but you want to choose one that is a level 1. If you don't have one, just make a new one. Then once you join in, you guys need to go to Sanctuary and and you want to go and hit up the Lost Loot machine. This machine has a capacity of 13 guns that it will collect for you in the environments where you are playing, and if you don't touch the guns, then it will return these to you in a priority of orange legendary rarity. So if you're farming for this, make sure you haven't seen a whole bunch of orange legendary on the ground before you come here. And if you have plenty of room in your Lost Loot system, then yeah, it will return that lending gun to you, and since you're a level 1, hopefully it will put it at a level 1. Sometimes it doesn't. The first time I tried this, it put it at a level 13, so I went back and did it again, and it gave me a level 1. Also make sure that the host has the lobby set to cooperation. That way all these weapons have a better chance of being at your level. We also had mayhem mode turned off, just in case that was affecting the levels. And again, you can do this with any weapon. Go out and farm it. If you want it at a lower level for whatever reason, then you can do this method here. If you're on console, I would assume that you could just split screen and make sure that you have the host be the one that is going into Sanctuary and that the level 1 is going to be the split screen that you bring in. I cannot play this on console to confirm that, but if you guys know that it does work, definitely comment down below. So now that you have this level 1 weapon, you want to get it over to one of your other characters that you're going to be playing with to use this weapon, and you cannot put it in your storage bank because you don't have access to this yet. So all you need to do now, again, if you're on PC, is hand it over to your buddy that's helping you out, and then they can email it to you. And then you can go in with any character and go into the social settings, go into email, and collect it from there. That will put it in any character's inventory that you want. And for console, yeah, just hand it over to yourself. You don't even have to email it. But shout out to Angel Sky for helping me out with this. I really appreciate it. The next legendary weapon that I want to show you guys that's going to work great for farming these barrels and getting millions of dollars is going to be the Night Flyer. And huge shout out to Justin Jerome for messaging me about this. This legendary also has a very specific drop area. You go to the Batman Easter egg called Rackman on Carnivora. This guy is a rare boss spawn, and it might take you 4 or 5 tries before he shows up. I've noticed that he shows up frequently for me, but that could be different for other people. And I also noticed that he drops the Night Flyer pretty frequently as well. The good thing about using this legendary is that it doesn't matter what level it is. You could get a level 50, it's gonna work great. You could have a level 1, it's gonna work just as great. And all these guns have pros and cons. And the pro about this one is that you're never gonna break this barrel with this gun, but you will run out of ammo. For the lending gun, you're never gonna run out of ammo, but eventually you will break the barrel. The way the Night Flyer works, as most people already know, is that whenever the barrel gets down to the point where it's gonna break, then it will immediately go immune, and you can never break the barrel with this weapon. So you could sit here and shoot this until you run out of ammo, and then you're right by a vending machine so you can get more. So with the lending gun and unlimited ammo, I broke the barrel at like $50 million, and again, I had put some damage into it, so I might have been able to do more. With this one here, I had 1,000 rounds, and when I ran out of the 1,000 rounds, I had about $10 million earned. And obviously, the amount of money that you can make with these weapons is going to greatly depend on the lobby that you're in. Are you online or offline? You're going to make a whole lot more offline. And are you in mayhem mode? That will make a difference. If you have certain equipment that increases the amount of money that you earn, that'll make a huge difference. If I had all that set up and I was offline with the increase that you can get from one of the artifacts, I would have easily made over $100 million with the lending gun before that barrel broke. But I just wanted to show you guys some other options for weapons that you can just have in your inventory if you need money or you need cash. These are some great alternatives. But I hope this helped you guys out, and we'll see you next video.
Don't look!